Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Get into the description box, hit the link to my new channel, Green's House, like, subscribe, and share. I'm jumping right into it, people. Niggas are the worst. They are the worst creatures on this planet. Jericho, they're terrorist groups and all kinds of shit around the world. No, niggas are the worst. Let me make it clear. These are not black people. Nowhere in the dictionary are black people described like what you're about to see. These are niggas. And when I was growing up, the only time my parents used that word were just to describe people like this. Niggas come in all different shades. There are white niggas, there are yellow niggas, and there are brown niggas. And don't forget king nigga, black niggas. That's what these are. And you see this behavior reflected in other communities. But remember that song? I remember it was at the end of a James Bond movie. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better than the American nigga. I have a question for you. When did child molestation in plain view become okay? You will not hear one person. You will not hear one of these weave/wig wearing bitches say anything. None of them say, hey, stop, turn that off. What are you doing? Stand up, move that kid. You will hear none of that. You will actually hear one of them say, smack that ass, as she holds a bottle of liquor, not a man in sight. The only man you will see in this video is probably airbrushed on a fucking t-shirt. Nothing but a bunch of bitches and kids. Hood rats and kids. This shit is sick. Let me show you this before I burst a blood vessel in my forehead. That's already bad enough. Why are you bent over rubbing your birth canal on somebody in a costume in front of these kids? That's already bad enough. Oh, it gets worse. Look at that little girl. Look at that little girl just standing there watching this, learning this behavior. This is what you're supposed to do, little girl. You're supposed to bend over and shake that ass. That's all you're worth. That's all you are worth. And when you get old enough, we are going to continue the destruction of your self-esteem and put a weave or a wig over your beautiful natural hair. Listen to this hood rat right here. If there was a video game called Fight the Hood Rat, this is the final boss. Smack that ass is what she tells this little, maybe under around 2 years old. Smack that ass, little boy. Smack that ass. We're going to show you how to disrespect women early. Before you can talk, you will know how to disrespect us. Look at this little girl looking. Look at that little boy looking. Look at the look of confusion on his face. Crying. That baby don't want to be out there with all that loud ass music, smelling that liquor on your breath, watching you disrespect yourself. These are the goblins and ghouls of the inner city. You don't know what to do. What's all that white shit on his face? I know it's not cocaine, but it could be. Would it be so far-fetched for one of these bitches to let their kids get into their stash? And to this sick piece of shit right here in the costume, you're sitting there bent over and you feel these little tiny hands on your ass. That doesn't trigger anything in you. That doesn't make you think this is disgusting to feel little tiny hands on your ass. And look at these hoes over here. Look at these future baby mamas of America laughing. This is funny. Child molestation is funny. This little boy is being molested. I would say all of these kids looking at this are being molested. At the very least, having their innocence robbed. You're not supposed to see this. These kind of gyrations and sexual movements are supposed to be reserved for adults. No, no, no. Not in the hood, not in the inner city, not in the urban environment. You're a grown-ass woman and you're going to bend over and let a little boy rub on your ass and shake your ass in his face. Film it. Filming child molestation with a bottle of yak. This is a fucking disgrace. Again, these are not black people. These are niggas. Not a man in sight. They chased them off. The government told them there can't be a man in the house. Men ain't shit. I don't need a man. I'm a boss, bitch. This is what happens. How many of these little boys you think are going to make it to adulthood? How many of them you think are going to get smoked before they turn 18? How many of these little girls are going to be baby mamas before they get out of high school? All of them? I guarantee you, if we could check back in on these little kids, the girls will be pregnant and the little boys will be dead in 15 years. You ever see those, what are those videos called? Back in the day, we still had DVDs long ago. When we had the DVDs and they would go to the hood and do these documentaries in the hood. The name's on the tip of my tongue. And at the end of the video, after you've seen all these little so-and-so and little this and little that, little this and that, at the end of the video, they would say, 2 weeks later, little so-and-so was shot. 3 weeks later, he was shot in the face. That's exactly what would happen in this video. Look at the little boy out there in a diaper, filthy. The little girl tells him, she's telling him, stop, don't do that. No, little girl, you got it all wrong. Smack that ass. 0 men, 28 miles of Indian hair, 28 miles of Korean hair, plastic hair. These kids are being bombarded with so many terrible messages. It's disgusting. You're not beautiful unless you cover your natural hair up. You are nothing but a sex object. Little boy, you're supposed to treat women like they're nothing more than a sex object. Your innocence means nothing. Your safety means nothing. But look, little boy got his hair braided. This little boy right here, the molestee, he has his little hair lined up and faded up. Looks are everything. Content is nothing. The content of your soul, of your mind, and of your heart means nothing. It's all about how you look, material things. Look at these Nissan Maximas parked over here. Even got the hood rat mobile. Holy shit. People, we live in a time where people openly film child molestation and post it. How many of them bitches went, you know what I'm saying, beach the fuck? How many of them took their phone and took selfies with that little boy getting molested behind them? Not one of them saw anything wrong with that. A bunch of baby boys being raised up. You ever seen that movie with Tyrese? Where he's 24 years old, living up under his mom like a fucking child, a big ass child. He was lucky to make it that old. He's an old man. He should be putting in his application for Social Security. You made it to 24, 25 in the hood. How'd you do it? That shit is sick. Hold your children tight. Every single one of those hood rat, sloppy, disgusting, funky bitches deserved a little bit of this.